It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Right here in front.
Dean McNulty, Toronto Sun. Tony, every year it seems at this time people start talking about how relevant road course racing is, especially with only 5 weeks to the start of the chase. People say, well, if there's not a road course in the chase, then get rid of them all. What are your feelings about having road courses in the schedule?
I'm all for having a road course in the chase. You know, if you're going to have them in the schedule, they ought to be important. And you know, obviously we have a Talladega race, so we have a super speedway race in there. You know, we got short track races in the schedule there at the end. I think it would be impressive to see it. You know, I'm still lobbying for dirt races on the schedule, so let alone getting one of those in the chase. So I'm still. The quest continues there, but I think it's important. You know, the important thing is that we have it in the series period. Whether it falls in the chase or not, I don't know is that important, but I think it's definitely important, and I think the history of the sport, and you look at how many years that they've not only been at the Glen, but been at Sonoma, I think road course racing is important in this series, and I think it's nice to break up the every week routine that we have and throw in and have two races like this that add a different discipline to what we do and showcase the driver's talents and the crew's talents in a different way.
Way in the back.
Thanks, Chuck Brame, WETM. Tony, you're now battling Jeff Gordon for most wins here, both with 4 now after last year's win. What would it be like for you to be the first one to pick up win number 5?
It's pretty cool. It's just the feeling of having that opportunity in itself is great, let alone you know, what it would mean to be the first to get 5. So you know, to be able to have, like we said, you know, 4 wins in 9 years. I mean, that in itself, you know, in this series in particular, is really impressive to be able to have a number like that. So you know, if we could win this weekend, I mean, that puts us at 5 for 10. So I mean, to win 50% of your races at a track, I mean, it's almost unheard of in this day and age. So it'd be very, very big.
Any more questions for Craig Russ or Tony Stewart? We still have a few. Right here first, and then we'll get to you.
Hey, Ron, USA Day. Tony, Jimmy was in here this morning, Jimmy Johnson, and was talking about how when he grew up, you know, racing desert and off-road, he figured he would have a background, a skill set well-suited for road racing. But obviously he hasn't won yet, and he was kind of marveling at the fact that 2 guys who grew up racing dirt ovals, yourself and Jeff Gordon, are the most accomplished road racers in NASCAR. Do you have any theories on why that is, why you guys have adapted so well, while guys who might have backgrounds better suited to it haven't done as well?
Well, I don't know that's necessarily, I don't know that the background's necessarily the key to the equation. I just, you know, I think that, you know, it really doesn't matter what discipline you come from. I mean, you look at Juan Pablo, he never ran ovals, and he's ran good on ovals last year as a rookie even. So I think it's just a matter of, you know, you have to have everything go right, and you have to put yourselves in the right positions when it comes to running the road course races. And it's not saying that some of the other guys haven't, but things have to go right for you, and you have to know what you want in your car each week as far as that feel and happy hour, to know how the race situations are going to change. But I'm not sure that I'm not sure that if everybody and all these other guys that haven't won a road course race, I'm not sure if they went and ran dirt for 2 years, that all of a sudden they would come here and it would make them, you know, excellent road course racers. I'm not sure that's the equation. I just think that guys that are used to learning to adapt seem to adapt well, and I think that's something that we had to do when we ran dirt tracks one night, and then the very next night you might be in a different class of car and be you know, on a different surface the next day. So you know, being versatile seems to help a lot in this series, I think.
Since we're pretty much there anyway, this is also serving as Tony's media availability. Just want to make sure everybody understands that. Go ahead, sir.
Diego Mejia, Autosport.com. Tony, I would like to know your impressions about last weekend's experiment of racing in the rain in Montreal, and do you think that could be a possibility for Cup in the future?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a possibility. You know, it's something that the Cup Series actually did it before the Nationwide Series had, but just not in a points-paying race. But I was impressed. I mean, I thought everybody did a good job. I thought Goodyear did an excellent job. of showing how prepared that they were for that. And it's I'm the biggest critic at times, but I'm the first guy that when they do things right, that I'm going to praise them too. And last week was a great example of the fact that they can do things right a lot of times, as well as the adversity that they went through this year. But I thought the race, I think it's obviously different. I mean, the great thing is you don't sit there and send people home that didn't get a chance to see a race because of weather. I mean, they still got to see the race. You get to see guys that were a lot, not a little, but a lot out of their element. Guys that had never raced in rain conditions before. And that's fun. It's fun to watch those drivers adapt to conditions like that. And I think that's something that would be fun to see at our series, too, in the Cup level.
More questions for either Tony Stewart or Craig Rust. Way in the back, in the green and white striped shirt back there. If we can get a microphone back to him.
Rishi Barron, WTVH. Tony, you mentioned how special last year was. Can you take us through what was going on in your head during those last few laps of the chaos?
You just try not to make mistakes. That's the biggest thing. I mean, mistakes had both cost us the lead at certain points in the race. And, obviously, last year was the first time that we had all come here with the new car and just not knowing exactly how we had to have it. Feel in happy hour to have it perfect for the race, obviously, and having the teams not know exactly what the perfect equation was made us have to compensate as drivers a little more for cars that weren't necessarily perfect. But that's what made the race fun too, was the fact that nobody had a perfect race car. We all had something that we were battling, whether it was a loose condition, tight condition, braking issues with being off on brake balance or whatever. Those are variables that when everybody has something that's not right with their cars and everybody has to adapt as drivers, that's what makes races like that fun. So just making sure that we never had an opportunity to relax, and Jeff never had an opportunity to relax. We pressured each other the whole way to the end, and a little mistake here or there made a huge difference at the end. So it was just trying to still run 100% but not make mistakes at the same time and minimize the opportunity to have a mistake.
Monty?
Monty Dutton, Gas Gazette. Tony, that race last year, when it was over, did this occur to you? I mean, did it occur to you like how identical that race was, that it was decided by the two most successful drivers at a track making the same mistake at the same place, and the only difference was when the mistakes occurred? Did you think about that much?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, definitely. It's, and like I said, I mean, when you haven't come to a track and you don't know exactly what those challenges are going to be, and especially at that part of the race where late in the day like that, that's when you're running your fastest lap times. That's when everybody's putting the most pressure on each other. It was big, and it was a timing issue. Exactly like you said, it could have very easily been the other way, but that was the fun part about it, was just being in a situation like that where you could almost, to a certain degree, force a guy into a mistake that he wouldn't normally make because of the fact that none of our cars were perfect. So, but that's what made that such a gratifying win, was being in that kind of situation.
Congratulations to both Mark Martin and Tony Stewart for being named Drivers of the Decade here at Watkins Glen International as part of the Legends of the Glen program. And Tony, it'd be great for you to get win number 5 here at the Glen by getting your first win here also this year. It'd be great to see.
I would love to. It'd be nice to be the first Cup winner in the new media center here, and you guys did a great job, Craig, and everybody with your staff has done a great job. You guys constantly are making things better for everybody. So now that the media's got new media centers, we'll work on garages next with you guys. But we're glad to see that the media have a good, nice, big place to hang out and relax. So, but it's beautiful. You guys did a great job with it. It looks great here.
Thanks.